guys, so with the update of White Lily Cookie Awaken and the addition of Salt Cellar Cookie, I wanted to go and make a PvP updated tier list for November 2025 or up to November 2025, because it still is October, but it is going to lead towards November since the next update is going to be happening in November. So it is for late October to November, and it is going to be a little bit different because there is a lot of shift inside of the arena. So if you guys haven't noticed, the arena meta is actually a lot more diverse rather than just having one particular comp, and that one particular comp kind of, having a super big RNG depending on what kind of topping your Silent Salt is going to have compared to some of your other opponents. However, this time around it is going to be a lot different. There's a lot more diversity as well as a lot more of that rock paper scissors actually happening. So let's get into the arena tier list and talk about it. Alright, so let's quickly go into it, and that's going to be with the F tier with Sonic all the way down to BTS. So same reason as before, these cookies are the ones that you probably should not be investing in. You probably just don't want to really look at them. Alright, next one is going to be the D tier, and that is going to be from Red Velvet all the way down to Candy Diver as well. So we still don't have the magic candy for any of these guys in particular, so honestly until then we probably won't see any difference between these particular cookies. Next one is going to be our C tier from Clotted Cream all the way down to Cream Unicorn. And then we do have Lime all the way down to Red as Mantis. Alright, so these cookies are particularly just, kind of okay, not really good. I put it as the nah because, you probably shouldn't be using them, so just keep that in mind. And then we also do have the next tier, that's going to be the B tier, and that is shouldn't be doing it, or you shouldn't be using them, and that's going to be for Holly Berry all the way down to Pudding Ella Mode. And then we have your Choco Drizzle all the way down to Menthol, and then Charcoal. And then I'm actually going to be moving up one tier for Silver Bell just because of the fact that Silver Bell did receive the magic candy, but after testing and stuff like that, not really that good. It really is more of that quote-unquote PvE type of candy that is probably going to be used for the boss rush or boss raid. I don't even think it's really going to be useful. I will be making a separate review on it soon, but yeah, just keep in mind Silver Bell really didn't have anything big that happened with the magic candy either. And the next one is going to be the A tier, and the A tier, even though technically when you think about A it should be good, it kind of is that probably shouldn't. Alright, it's a little bit better than the shouldn't, but still going to be that cookie that you probably don't really want to invest in, and that's going to be from the regular pure vanilla, regular white lily, regular golden cheese all the way down to blueberry pie. And then we do have pastry all the way down to Silver Bell now with that magic candy. Again, these cookies are just going to be okay, like probably shouldn't be using them unless you're like really in need of some of these cookies, and you probably should be focusing more up the top. Alright, next one is gonna be our S tier, and these are the cookies that are not too bad. Alright, so that's gonna be from the Burning Spice with Awakened Golden Cheese. We have the Moonlight, and then we have all the way down to Rockstar. We did get a magic candy for Green Tea Mousse. Not bad, but doesn't really affect the whole tier for the PvP side. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, these cookies are, honestly, if you need to replace some of the cookies up top and you don't have some of them, these are the cookies that you probably should be using. Alright, next one is going to be the SS tier, and as you guys already see, SS tier is going to be that good tier. Alright, these are the cookies that have a specific comp, not really going to be super meta, more of a very situational comps as of right now, or some of the cookies that are just better off used in case you don't have some of the meta cookies. So that is going to be from Mystic Flower as well as Pure Vanilla Awaken now, and then we have Stormbringer, Dark Cacao Awaken, Wind Archer, as well as Cream Ferret. So there are still comps with Mystic Flower as well as Pure Vanilla Awaken. Is it going to be like that meta the standard? Not really. So that's the reason why I put them at the good tier, and then these are going to be the other good cookies that you guys can use, so this is going to be the SS tier. And now lastly, moving on to that meta tier, the yes tier, and that is going to be with Silent Salt as well as Holly Berry. We still have Eternal Sugar, We still have Shadow Milk. We actually do have Fire Spirit coming back up here as well. Doyle is still up here, but it's used a lot less than before. And then we have our Marshmallow Bunny actually being used a lot more than before as well. Alright, and then of course we do have to add in the White Lily Awaken. White Lily Awaken is absolutely meta. The only downside that I've shared in my arena video as well as like the review video is that she kind of is pretty squishy, especially because of the fact that she doesn't have that, you know, extra HP as a passive. In additional to her being a full-on damage dealer, her defense stat is a little bit less, her HP is a little bit less, as well as she actually gets targeted by something like the, you know, Fury of the Catacomb, which is for the Silent Salt Cookies debuff, things like that. So it kind of is a lot harder to keep her alive unless you do certain, you know, things to your team to make that a little bit less. So just keep that in mind. But she is going to be probably right now the biggest damage dealer or the strongest damage dealer that we do have because of her ability, as well as she actually is not just a damage dealer, but she's also able to heal. She's able to, you know, cleanse and do all of those crazy stuff. All right, so that's the reason why obviously she's gonna be in that meta tier. And then Silent Soul's still gonna be really good. Hollyberry really good. Eternal Sugar as well as Shadow Milk, and then we have Fire Spirit coming back up with Marshmallow and Doyle. So no real cookie really has been completely removed from the meta. All right, it's more of a diversity of, you know, different comps coming out. So we see some times where you use Silent Salt and Hollyberry in the same team. Sometimes you just see Hollyberry, sometimes you just see Silent Salt. Sometimes you see White Lily with Eternal Sugar, or you sometimes see White Lily with Shadow Milk. And sometimes you see Doyle, and sometimes you see Marshmallow Bunny. And then sometimes you see that Fire Spirit being used as a triple DPS with White Lily and Eternal Sugar, or sometimes even with White Lily and Shadow Milk. So it's like a ton of different builds that we weren't able to see before. So that actually does make Arena a little bit more fun this time around, because you are leaning less towards that quote-unquote RNG. Like, you're not in the mercy of enemy Silent Salt having this weird build that just out damages you or just out skills you, you know, stuff like that. And then a little bit less dependent on that promotion and awaken. Of course, that still does make a big difference, but because of the fact that you do have some certain counters now, which again I'll make a video on that soon, because of the fact, you know, it's a lot less based on RNG, because you're able to clearly like good 85 to 90% chance like of winning if you use the counter team. Alright, and then of course we still have to add in our Salt Cellar, and that is going to be inside of the S tier. So I actually do like Salt Cellar. If Salt Cellar actually came out last update instead of something like Charcoal, I feel like Salt Cellar might have had a chance of being used inside of the arena. This is a big maybe. Is because of the fact that the healing is actually really good. It actually also allows Silent Salt to get some extra buffs as well. And additional to that, Salt Cellar actually just takes a gigaton of damage, and also is able to again heal your cookies with that summoned unit. So because Salt Cellar just takes all the damage from enemy Shadow Milk, enemy Eternal Sugar, and all that stuff, it just allows her to be a really good defense. But because of the fact that right now the meta is more focused towards like extra burst damage, like area damage, AoE damage from like White Lily, Silent Soul, Eternal Sugar, Fire Spirit, sometimes Shadow Milk, Salt Cellar is just not going to be used as much, if not at all. I know some people have tried testing it, has gotten some insane healing numbers, but that doesn't really equal wins. So yeah, I think S tier is going to be a good place to put Salt Cellar in. Anyways, that is going to be it for this particular arena tier video for late October leading up to November. And then of course with November we probably won't have just some epic cookies, and then in December we are going to be getting Millennial Tree as well. So that's probably when more of that arena, you know, changes are going to take place as well. But hopefully you guys found the video helpful. If you haven't checked out the arena comp video that I posted yesterday, then please do so as well. If you have any questions or any comments, please leave it down in the comments below. And that is pretty much it, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thanks for watching.